Record, and we are ready. Yep, where did Will go? He was just there. I know he'll be back in a second. Okay, well, welcome everybody. Today is another watercolor painting day, and we are going to look at the most amazing bird I think that exists. Believe it or not, there are over 300 different species of hummingbirds. Yep, everybody's got a picture that Logan's showing us. The purpose of sending you that picture is so that you can look at the picture. If you can't see my lines, because my lines are going to be kind of light, I want you to have a picture that you can notice and observe to see the shape. All righty? So as we get started, we always go with those Art Explorer rules. Who's got some for me? I have 4. Oh, I see some hands. Avery, what do you want to say?
An artist is an artist no matter what.
I like that version. Another way to say it is there's no right or wrong way to be an artist, right? You're all artists. Just by the nature, you're creating art. And I don't expect Avery's artwork to look like Logan's, even though they're sitting right next to each other. And none of us are going to have the same, especially with this hummingbird and watercolor painting, because everyone's going to look very, very different. Logan, which one would you like to add?
Have fun.
Oh, we are definitely gonna have some fun today, and hopefully you're gonna learn some new skills about watercolor painting. That's my hope. Anybody have anything else? Anything? Oh, Sosie was gonna say have fun too, because her hand went down. All right, Will, what do you got?
Notice and observe.
Notice and observe. Always an important one when you are an artist or even a scientist. You just got to notice. Today, we're going to notice all the different ways you can paint a hummingbird, and you'll find there's really no wrong way. You know, yeah, and like anything, the more you do it, the better you get, right? Oh, how about that last one? Try your best.
And forget the rest.
Excellent. Thank you. No sweating it, no freaking out, because we're here to have fun. You think we can do it?
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Yes, I'm getting thumbs up. That's what I was hoping to hear. Okay, Lily must have gone to get, oh, Lily, you missing something? Hi. Is that David? I can't see it. I can't see the body. I don't know. Ghost. There it is. It is David. How are you? Good to see you. Hi. Are you wondering what, are you missing something? The reference? Yeah. So everyone should have had a reference paper. Where's mine? I already misplaced it. Yeah. Looks like that. If you don't have it, Lily, no big deal. If you don't have it, not a worry. Not a worry. It's just an extra tool. You do so well that I don't anticipate it ever being an issue for you. All right, let me get my screen sharing going.
Okay.
Let them share a screen. Here we are. Everybody can see it?
Yep.
Awesome. Just what I want to hear. Now I want to see all your faces. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's right. 4 cameras today. 4. Okie dokie. So here we are. Spring things and other cute critters. Today we are talking about the itty bitty hummingbird. Oh, thanks, Sosie. Yeah, now we don't have to worry about lights. That should work out perfectly. Thanks. And I just want to start with a photograph so we all know the bird we're talking about. They're pretty small. Did you know that a hummingbird egg is as small as your fingernail? Super small. Yeah. Will, what would you like to say?
Is that hummingbirds' wings don't go up and down, they go in a figure 8.
Oh, thank you for sharing that. I love that. And they're super fast. Can you see how they're almost see-through? Because they move so fast as they vibrate. They almost give you the feeling of being see-through. Now, this picture I included because I want you to know just how many different varieties there are. There's so many ways you could paint a hummingbird. There's, as I said, over 300 different species of hummingbirds all over the world. Many of them live in tropical areas, not even here in the United
You
States.
said 3,000.
Did I say 3,000? Thank you. 300. 300. Yeah, extra zero in there. Not that many. Soshi, what would you like to say?
A hummingbird's wings flap 80 times a second.
Oh my gosh, you guys know some good things. Thank you. 80 times a second. So when I say one, it's already flapped 80 times. Whoa, thank you for sharing that. Lily, you know some hummingbird facts? Yeah, go ahead, Lily. Uh-oh, do we have a volume problem again?
Oh no.
You have to speak really loud. I hear you softly.
Hello.
That's good.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yep.
Okay.
What do you want to say?
I wasn't gonna. Oh, I forgot.
Oh, well, it'll come to you. All right, let's move on. Here's some other beauties. And you often see them midair going into the stamen, into the flowers. Here's a painting of one as they poke his head right into the flower middle. We are going to have flowers in ours. There's that watercolor one. This is done in watercolor. This one was done in oil painting, watercolor. There's so many different ways to do art. I happen to love this baby. Look very closely. Notice and observe when you take apart this bird, there are actually branches with feathers. And then as they fall off, you'll see some birds. They're actually hummingbirds on the edges. Right in here, you see in the belly, also hummingbirds. Isn't that beautiful? So there's so many different styles of doing art and hummingbird art in particular. This one is done in, they call it the Inuit. Oh, well, it's going to work better if it's closed. Yeah, thank you. This is done in that same style when we did the bear project. You remember Avery and Logan when we did the bears? And we talked about this same style. This is from artists in Alaska. They're natives to Alaska called Inuits. So that's a style from Alaska. Of course, there's so many different ways you can do watercolor hummingbirds. Watercolors are perfect for hummingbirds because it already gets that moving style. Just like we talked about the dragonfly last week. The hummingbird, same kind of thing. When it's moving, you can move it around. You can add some splatters if you want. Maybe they're drips. Things I want you to notice. Their beaks are super thin. And they've got that shine in their eye. Everyone see that shiny surface that I think people are getting better and better at doing?
Yep.
Cool. So here you go. Long, thin, black beak. Kind of meets the face in a little V shape. The eyeball is kind of medium size for such a small animal. And there's that shine. Everyone can see that little white dot in there?
Yeah.
Y'all can see it? Awesome. There we go. Here's another good example of that shine in the eye. And what we're going to do today, we're going to actually, you have a practice piece of paper and a watercolor piece of paper. We're going to draw the lines of the hummingbird on the practice, just so you can kind of get a sense of its shape. Because when we move to the watercolor paper, you're going to draw really lightly, because we don't want to see any of those pencil lines, and watercolor shows through, it's transparent. So you might see those pencil lines. That's why we need them to be light. So we're going to practice first, then we're going to do the same thing on the watercolor paper. So I wanted you to notice in here some of the lines. Look at how the wing is created. And almost always you see the wings back. And then they have these like little loops on them, little loop. And you can decide if you're going to put a lot of color in there or you're going to leave it mostly white. You're the artist. You get to decide. This guy's done in a combination of color pencil. I'm guessing that this is actually watercolor pencil because I could see some pencil lines and then some watercolors. There's a special tool called the watercolor pencil that when you put water on it, it turns to watercolor paint from pencil. This is the hummingbird colors we're going to mostly do today. This is called an anise hummingbird. He's got that beautiful magenta chin, the bright limey green, and almost like a bluish green wings. You can see slightly how that's a little bit more blue in there. A white belly, but you can't leave it completely white. So we are going to put some color in there. It's going to be like when I'm going to paint with dirty water, like a bluish light water. I threw this one in here because it's like a rare moment. You actually see the photograph of the wings going forward. Almost always the wings are back as they're hovering over a bird feeder or over a flower. Now, in terms of shape, this is the basic shape. Is everybody looking at this? Because this is what we're going to be doing.
Oh,
Thanks,
wow.
Avery. I'm not sure where Will went. Okie doke. So this is pretty much the pencil lines that we're going to have on the hummingbird. It's going to be like almost like an S shape as we do his head and his belly. And the wings are coming off from his back. So these are the pencil lines. He's missing one wing because this is kind of a graphic. So he's missing a wing, but this is the general shape that we're going to be doing in pencil. Same shape, just to show you how different it looks when it's filled in with black. And here's our little guy right here, pretty much exactly as we're going to do. We're going to have these green shapes in here and the wings coming out, little magenta in his chin as it comes off the beak, and a white belly. So that is pretty much what we're going to be going for today. Just so you can see some of the shapes that if you fill in, it's just about shape, nothing about color, because we're talking about black, right?
Yeah.
So this is the guy we're going for. Here's the second wing that's tucked behind. So one wing is going to connect in front of the body, and the other wing is going to connect behind the second wing and body. But they're both going behind his head. There's many ways you can do the tail. Sometimes the tail is swooping forward a little bit because when a hummingbird comes in, he uses his tail to kind of stop. So his tail could either be forward, like this guy, or more backward, like this guy. No right or wrong. No right or wrong. Sometimes they're kind of fanned out, the feathers. Yes, Lily?
Are both of the papers the same? And you don't.
One's a practice piece. It should say practice on it. And the other one is the watercolor paper.
They don't say anything.
You sure?
Yeah.
I must not have labeled yours properly. That's certainly possible. Is one skinny? Well, let's talk about paper in a minute, okay? Let's talk about paper in a minute because right now we're trying to focus on the shapes of the animal. Okay, Lily? Thank you. So the tail can be pointy and narrow, or it could be more open and forward. Here's one, way forward. Look at how forward these tails are. So no right or wrong way, but notice how much space there is in the wing feathers. Lots and lots of space. So there we are. Speaking about wings, there's those see-through wings of a real photograph. And look at how long and narrow that beak is. Look at that little tiny tongue's going to go in there to try to get the nectar coming out. And of course, the shine on the eye. Here's some that are painted. I wanted you to notice and observe how these artists purposely leave some white space. Now, you as an artist can decide how much you're going to fill in, but when you don't paint in sections, that's the white paper, you communicate to the viewer that there's movement or kind of see-through. Can everyone see how there's spaces in there? So that's a goal, to try to do that. If you don't do it, no big deal. Also nice to see how this tail is spread out. This tail is more narrow. And there's the guy we're trying to paint. Look at that. You can even flush it out by putting extra water on there. Really gives the illusion that it's moving. You can't even make out its shape. It just gives you that sense that it's moving in midair. We are going to be doing some flowers. Here's one version with flowers. These are hibiscus. Here's another version with flowers. And if you want, you can put these stamens coming out. It's just like a narrow stick with little dots on it. Same thing here. Here's the stamen. This is kind of what we're going with. A trumpet shaped flower is what I'm going to show you. And these big billowy, I'm going to call it, like flowy leaves. There it is, another version of that. Here we are again. A is that the one I sent you? I think a little different than the one I sent you, but same thing. You notice how these are all separate strokes. The feathers are all separate strokes. And this is the guy that we're making today.
Cute.
All righty. And to remind you about art camp, if you're interested, we're doing it in 2 different weeks. Here's our dragon that we'll be making. Our Chinese dragon is our art camp this year. So let's get drawn and painting. You ready? Yes, Lily.
Oh, can I say my favorites?
You know what? I'm gonna wait to do favorites. If we have time at the end,
Okay.
we could talk about favorites because I'm a little concerned there's a lot to do today. So hold your thought.
Okay.
And if we have some time and everyone's finished, we can go back and then we'll talk about favorites, okay? So let me stop the
Okay.
share. There was a question about paper. So let's see, paper. So you should have, did you find this, Lily?
No.
That is weird. Okay.
I have an April 28/29.
That's perfect. You should have 2 April 28, 29.
And it says practice.
Lily,
Nice.
Yeah.
So
I can take a picture of it.
I don't know what happened to Lily's packet. Because you should
And
have
I have a hard one that's like April 28, 29.
that is the watercolor painting paper. It almost makes a noise when you flap it. It's thicker. Girls, how about you? Logan and Avery, you got those? Lovely. Okay, so Lily, you should have a thin piece of paper. That's your practice. And a thick piece of paper that's watercolor. Do you have that?
They're both watercolor.
They're both watercolor. So in your packet, you should have a thin piece of paper. And that's what we're going to be using first. So get that one out.
Practice.
Practice. Practice is first, right?
Yep.
Practice. Perfect.
I have 2 pencils. They don't find it. I think I might be using the wrong packet. Is this not the wrong packet?
It could be. You should have another packet somewhere. Okay, let's see. How am I going to do my setup here? So many pieces of paper here. I think we'll do that. So as I said, the picture of the hummingbird is really just there. So you can look at it if you're not quite sure what your shape should look like. But unlike the printed piece of paper, you found, look at that, wrong packet.
Practice sheet and the April 28, 29.
Ta-da! We figured it out.
Oh shoot, somebody left to go send it to me.
What? What's that?
Yeah, I got the papers.
She got it. She had the wrong packet. She had packet from last session. Okay, so unlike the printed version, we're going to put our paper in the horizontal or sideways position. You got it, horizontal. Here's one. There's one version, and I would call this one the tighter version where you can actually see some of the lines a little bit more. And here's the looser version where you cannot see the lines as much. Yes, Bill?
Which one are we doing first, practice sheet or the normal?
What would you think?
Practice.
Practice usually comes before the final one. Yep. Right. When you practice for a baseball game, you have practice, and then you have the real game. We're going to do practice drawing on the thin piece of paper, and then we're going to go to the real game, the real painting. All right. Make sense, everybody?
Yes.
Awesome. So the very first line we're going to make is going to be his forehead. And as always, I'm going to do mine in Sharpie, even though you are not going to do a hard line. And it is going to be just, I don't know, 3 fingers from the top, 2 or 3 fingers from the top, and more than a hand's length from the side, because we got to have lots of room to display those gorgeous wings. So 3 fingers from the top and more than a hand's length, because your hands are smaller than mine, from the side. Good observations, Lily. It does start coming, it starts with a little bit coming out because it's going to connect to the beak. Oh, Will, I missed yours. Let me see it. Avery looks good. Okay, so Will, I think is your picture. Hold it back a little bit. Hold your paper back, Will. All the way. I want to see the bottom. You are in the vertical position. We need to be in the horizontal. There we go. Nice, Logan. Good job. Okay, looking good, Lil. Yours might be a tiny bit big, but let's see where you go with it. Don't do anything yet. Would you like it better with the garage door open? All right.
My mom has to get in.
Oh, welcome, Mom. All right, everyone got that? We're gonna have Sosie's gonna do hers. 2, 3 fingers from the top, more than a hand from the side. Will, yours is a little bit too much in the middle and it needs to be a little wider. So bring it over to the side and make it a little wider. The hump on the top, it looks great. It just needs to be wider as it comes down. And I'll show you where I'm going. This might help you. Next, we're going to do his back all the way down to the bottom of his tail. There you go. So his tail is about just the tip of the finger from the bottom and has a slight curve. Just a slight curve as it comes down his back. You can see I'm going to be putting the wing in a minute. That's why I skipped the space, but you're welcome to draw it if you'd like. All right, Logan, you can bring your tail up just a little bit. That's a little long. Yes, Avery.
Do you have to make that space or can you just go?
Oh, good question. You can go ahead and do it. We're going to cover it with the wing. So we're going to erase it in a minute, but go ahead. And when I started, I drew the whole line because it did help me. We're going to erase it. Awesome question. So see, we're in the horizontal position. I think you're doing vertical.
Oops.
Oops, just turn it over.
Like this.
Yeah, nice. Nice. Okay, so Will, you're almost there. Your head, it needs to be wider. Looking good, Logan. Oh, that's Avery. Is that Avery? Avery, go ahead and erase the whatever's on the does it say practice paper? You can just erase that. Remember, this is just practice, so it doesn't really matter. Lily, how are you doing? Yep, Logan, looking good.
Make it farther down.
Good. The next line is going to be the back wing. Let me say that again. The bottom wing. There we go. It's pretty long, almost as long as his body. His body stops there, then the tail goes on. Ooh, love it, Logan. You know what? What I'm going to suggest for yours, Logan, leave that line there. That's going to be your line for the back wing. Try it again, just a little bit lower. It's a great shape. It's a little tiny bit high, so don't erase it because it's nice. Looks good, Will. Looks good, Sosie. Thanks for catching up. Yep, you guys are on this. I can't believe how good you are. Then I'm going to purposely leave some spaces in here because we're going to get those open strokes. It looks like that. But if you notice and observe, there's still a curve. Can everybody lift your head for a second? Can y'all see how the wing is going to curve? So each one of these are slightly graduated. They're almost like backward sevens. All right, if I did like this.
Okay. Oh, backwards.
But we definitely want to leave some spaces in there. And you can decide. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 points in mind. If you have 5, if you have 6, it's all good. Nice, Lily.
Backwards.
Almost there. So see, something that I noticed is right here can be wider. See how it's almost like if I were to draw a pencil line, it's almost like a capital letter D. So it's got some roundness in here. We don't need to talk to them. Nice, Avery. Good job. Now, if you wanted to get fussy and even more particular, the lines actually are diagonals coming from like his head almost.
Oh, I'm gonna do that.
Ah, well, nice. Good. Logan, oh, you guys, look at that, you guys. And look at how you tuck that wing right underneath.
It's like
Perfect.
an upside
Nice.
down 7, like this.
Oh yeah, thank you. Thanks for that description. Sosie, I think
Easier
yours
like
could
that.
be even wider in here. Even wider. Because this is like what they call it the drama. This is where the interesting part of the hummingbird is. So give yourself lots of space to put in that wing.
Good. I'm good too.
All right. And the next one, the tip should be a little higher and longer. Let me tell you what I mean. Oops, I didn't like that one.
Oh,
There we go. Something like that.
okay, I already have that. Sounds
Look
good.
at that. Yeah, Logan, you do have that.
I have the back wing, but I don't have the little.
Wait,
The
so
little sevens, those little
what?
separate things.
Oh.
Observation. Uh-oh, did you have a spill, Sosie? Was there a
Yeah.
spill? All right. Wow,
Okay.
good job, Avery. I'm so excited already. Nice. Good observations, Will.
That 7 is really good right here. I'm gonna do another 7. No.
Wait,
You need to see
I'm
it again?
kind of confused.
You're kind of confused? What are you confused about? You want me to show you the sample?
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I
let me
think
show you
I
the
got it
sample.
now.
This, well, if this might be easier.
No,
See
that
you
just
see how
makes it
if you
harder.
can, Logan's wings are a little bit closer, but they're beautiful, so I wouldn't change a thing. But notice how much space is between the wings. It's almost like the letter V right in here. Oop. Yep, looking good, Sosie. Now we're gonna have the other one come out even at a sharper angle. But there's a pretty big space between these two guys, these two tips. Nice, Lily, looking good, looking good. Now, Lily, this is like fine tuning. You ready? Your back wing is a little high where it meets the head. So you can get it a little sharper so they almost, as if the shoulders were at the same height.
Okay.
The wings are closer together. Nice,
Okay.
Will. Good job. Good job. Yep, looking good.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. Okay, so we're just doing a little fine tuning. So the wings are closer together where they come off the body. And we have a bigger space between the 2 points, the front and the back wing. All right, next comes this very thin, beautiful beak. Super skinny. There you go.
Wow. Oh my
Whoa,
goodness.
that beak is almost as big as his body. It's pretty long. And notice, you know how it curves out. He's got a forehead, right? He's got a slant that then comes into the beak, and the beak is a little bit wider as it meets the head than at the tip. Nice observation there, Avery. Loved how you looked your eyes up. Beautiful. Yep, looking good. If you wanted, Avery, you could curve it just a tiny bit where the underside meets the head. Just a tiny bit. Looking good, Lil. Keep it going.
No, it looks
I'm
like
gonna
the
make mine short.
here.
That's
Like
right.
that.
So Will, let's see what we can do. Hold
I
yours up
wanted
again.
to
Let me
make
see.
mine short,
Hold
though.
on, Will. Can you lift these again? You want to make
What?
it shorter? Yeah, your head is a little tinier than to scale. So I could understand that you'd want to make it shorter. Your head's a tiny bit small. That looks good, Sosie. Nice.
Mine has a little bit big.
Let me see. It's a tiny bit. What I noticed about yours, Lily, you probably could use a little bit more of a diagonal line, right where the forehead meets the beak. Just a little softer. It's more gradual.
Like this?
Yeah. And then the belly is kind of like the letter S. Okay, so Will, you need to kind of take in the line a little bit so that your head is wider. It's a cool looking bird. It's starting to look like a stork with a thin neck though.
Yeah.
Can you like this?
Beautiful, Logan. Look at that. Oh my goodness. So what we need is just a little belly line before the tail comes in. Lily, I like your shape. He's a little fat. See if you can just say, yeah, just bring him in a little bit so he's thinner. Oh yeah, nice, Avery. Yep. How you doing, Sosie? Beautiful, beautiful. I'm gonna go ahead and put the tail on because you guys are like nailing this.
Is this good?
Hold on a second. Even thinner, Lily.
This?
Your lines are good. Just put him on a diet. I gotta tell Will that his bird needs to put some weight on. Just right in here. Bring this line out so he has a fat.
So mine is fat and his is
His
skinny.
is skinny. He needs to have a little bit more of a neck. The shapes are beautiful. Wow, really nice, you guys. Really, really nice. Okie doke. His belly needs to come in a little bit more, Lily. Just a little bit. He's lost 5 pounds. Let's see if we can get him another 5 pounds. Or maybe they're 5 ounces since they're so small. Hummingbirds are so small. So Logan, go ahead and give him a little cross line here to mark where his stomach ends. And Avery, what I'm going to suggest for you.
He needs to go on another diet.
What I'm going to suggest for you, Avery, is to make his body shorter so his tail can be long. His tail needs to be about 3 times the size what you currently have. So go ahead and draw this line up a little higher so you have more room for your tail feathers.
Now I think he's really got some weight to him.
Looking good. Looking good. Looks awesome. Let me see, Lily. Bring it a little closer. Yeah. Okay. This is what I'm going to do, Lil. I'm going to show you what you currently have.
Okay.
I think that might help you. The outside line is what you have. I want you to do more of the inside line.
Oh.
Does that make sense? So you have this one. I'd like you to aim for this one. Looks good,
Okay.
Avery. Nice adjustment. Now go ahead and put that beautiful long tail on. Yep.
Long tail.
Yep. Beautiful. Looks great, Sosie. And then we need just a couple more lines. We need to like a V shape that marks the beak.
Is this good?
Hold on a sec. Yeah. Yeah. Just so you know what I did. Yep. Well, really nice. Cool. You get that long tail going? Nice. Yep. Lily, yes, you did it. Yes. 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 So what I just did, everybody put their heads up, is I just put a little like V shape in here to mark where his beak is going to end, because we are going to fill that in Sharpie. And then I put this line in here that's going to mark the difference with the green. Let me show you the painted versions, because that's probably easier. So we need this line right here where the green is going to stop. Yep, so nice. So Avery, next is this line right here, the green line. Looks good? Looks good. Let me put my pencil line up. You let me know if you want me to show a certain version. I'm happy to do that. Here we go.
Do I make the belly lines?
No, this one was to show Lily something. So just those two.
Okay.
Ah, beautiful. Beautiful, Celsi. Beautiful. All right, nice. Yep. Doing good. You guys are totally rocking this. Yeah, and he's got a pretty big eye for the size of this very small bird.
Mine might be really big because of its head.
Well, remember, this is practice, so you're going to do it again in just a second. There we go. We got that eye with the tiny little circle in there. That's for the shine mark.
Mrs. Penny.
Yes. Oh my goodness, you guys, you're doing really, really well. Beautiful. Okay, Lily, do you have a tail on that yet?
No.
Okay.
I can do mine.
Nice. Oh my goodness. Wow. Really nice. These are so good. I wish you could have done this right on the watercolor paper. You're so good. So now we're going to do it on the watercolor paper. And,
We just kind of copy.
this was just a practice. This is just so you can get a sense for, now you have your confidence. You guys totally nailed this. So now we're going to do the same thing.
Can I just go ahead and start doing
Yes,
it?
you can. Horizontal
Okay.
position again. Just be aware, do the same steps we just did. You'll start with the curve of the head, down his back, making sure you got a big wide end for those wings, those beautiful wings. And about 3 fingers from the top. You got it. Now we're going to go and do our pencil on the hard watercolor paper, just like you did. And you can work at your own pace. I am here if you have a question. Yes, Lily.
Can we just copy this onto here if we do it in Sharpie?
No copying. You can look at it and observe it, but you're not going to copy it.
All right.
And you know what? Every time you do it, usually you get better and better. Not always, but usually.
Like a small.
So now you know, right? Some people made their feathers too small. Just be aware you need some space for some long tail feathers. Maybe your body was too, maybe your body was too wide. So now's your chance to make him on a diet.
Make him on a diet.
Yep.
Make him
Now,
look
and Will
fat.
needed to put on a tiny bit of weight. So now he's going to make his a little wider. There you go. And I'm gonna do the same thing, but I'm only going to do mine in pencil because I don't want to see those pencil lines. Off to a good start. So Avery, what I noticed, yours is going up and down. See if you can get that line going more on a diagonal. Okay,
Yep.
great.
I'm gonna make it on that.
Just let me know as you go. If you want me to take a peek, I am happy to look at it.
Okay.
Okay.
And these wings need to be bigger.
And just think about the spacing, about a hand on from the side, because you want to show those beautiful wings. Hummingbirds are all about the wings.
I'm gonna go diagonal. That is not. That's what I want to go. Like right there? No, it's too small. Oh my goodness. That one is good.
It's nice when you have someone in the room who can look at your work and give you some suggestions. It's nice.
Yeah, but now I have 2 pieces to look at.
Oh my goodness. More is better, isn't it?
Yeah. I think that's really good. I don't know. Maybe. How did you do that? Someone on the piece.
Still feeling like yours is straight up and down, Avery.
my goodness.
Can you see how the tail is closer? Avery, you watching? See how the tail is much closer to the corner than the head is?
Oh,
This line needs to be on a diagonal. And if you can, draw lightly because we're gonna put watercolor over all this and we really don't want to see any of these lines when we're done. Okay. Logan, off to a great start there.
I'm almost done with my second one already.
Wow. Now you can always draw, you know, your heavier pencil line to show me and then go back and erase it before we paint. That's certainly an option. Let me know if you want me to look at yours. I'm happy to do that. So see, maybe I should look at yours again. Hold on just a second. Let me finish doing mine.
This is mine.
Wow, that's your second one? You pulled that off so fast, I can't get over it. Nice. Just one tip. One tip I noticed. Which one shows it the best? I think your front wing can connect to the body a little more narrower. Just a tiny, just bring that with the connection to the body up a little bit. Yeah, that's it. Way to go, Avery.
So like how?
The wings as they connect to the body are thinner, just a little thinner than a dove, let's say. Bring up that bottom line even more, Sosie, even more. It's almost like the wing is connecting on a horizontal. Nice, Logan. Beautiful. Really nice.
Just doing on this one. Oh.
Yes. Well done, Will. Looking good. Looking good.
Should I start doing the
Hi,
paint?
Catherine.
Should I start doing the paint now?
No painting. Do not paint. I have some tips about painting.
Like the Sharpie, right?
Oh, if you want, yes, you can begin your Sharpie. The Sharpie, this is what you do for Sharpie. Just the eye with that shine and the beak. Nice, Logan. Whoa, loving it. Loving it.
Just the eye and the beak?
Looks good, Lily. There you go. Yep, good call, Sosie. So, yep, Lily, I'm gonna tell you the same thing. Just bring in your wing and make it a little thinner in here. Nice. Yep.
What do you mean though? Like the
See how, I'll go back to the, where's my original practice sheet? I have so many pieces of paper here. Here we go. Lily, watching? See how, remember we talked about how it's like a letter D? So right here, it's gotta be brought in. I'll keep this one up again.
Mrs. Kenny here is nice.
Oh my goodness, so beautiful, Logan. So pretty.
Mrs. Kenny.
You're off to a great start. Keep it going, Avery. Yeah. Oh yeah, so good job. See if you can erase those pencil lines, make them all lighter so just you can see them. Because when we're done, we don't want to see any. Can you see any pencil lines on mine? Not really. Not really. They're there, but hardly any. Yes, beautiful, Lily. Good job. What was I going to mention to Logan? Logan, if you want it, you can make your bottom belly a tiny bit wider. What you have is beautiful, but if you want it, you can make it a little rounder. Like, let's go back to the reference photo, this one I gave you. Can you see how it's just a little bit wider in here? Yeah, a little bit wider in here. So to see, if you want, you can try to give them a little bit more belly.
That was no copying this one.
Okay.
Okay.
It's up to you. It just gives you more space to add some beautiful color. Will, so fun. My suggestion for you, Will, is that Sharpie?
Yes.
Oh, well, we only needed to do certain things in Sharpie, but now you have it. I was going to suggest you make your tail longer, but since it's in Sharpie already, just let it be.
Yeah.
All right.
I didn't even have that much room down there.
Yeah, I'm going to make your body shorter. So where is so many pieces of paper I have here?
I started erasing the pencil.
Nice. Yes, go ahead and erase your pencil. And go ahead and fill in your eye with the shine mark.
This is tiny, this girl.
Tiny little, this one's better. I didn't really like that shine mark. Here's a better shine mark. Oh yeah, looks adorable. So Avery,
Uh-huh.
you know he had the 2 lines here on his body?
Mhm.
Make the line for the green a little bit more in the middle of his body so we can see where we're going to put the white. So there'll be a little bit more white belly.
Okay.
Awesome.
I finished doing that.
Okay. So what I want to make sure maybe I didn't say this. The only thing in Sharpie is the beak and the eye. If
Oh.
you've already put Sharpie on everything else, it's
I
okay.
didn't. I
It's
didn't.
okay. But we really don't want to see the pencil lines or Sharpie. We're only going to put Sharpie on the beak and the eye. Now, what most people do is they would paint the beak and the eye black, but they're so thin that I didn't want you to be stressing out. So that's why we're doing it in Sharpie. Okay, so Avery, I have one suggestion for you.
Okay.
Notice and observe. You ready?
Mhm.
Where the forehead meets the beak comes out a little bit. See how it's a diagonal line as it comes out to the beak? So that right here is a little bit wider. See if you can make this line go on a diagonal.
Okay.
Does that make sense to you?
Yes.
Great.
I really want to start painting.
I'm sure you do. While you're waiting, we have to put some other pencil lines in so we don't have to do all the pencil lines later. For the flower and a leaf, I'm gonna also draw a little line where the beak, if you have space, there's a little line in there where the beak gets separated.
Okay.
Some people's is so thin that they don't have a space in there, and that's perfectly fine.
This is Kenny.
Yes, Logan.
Here's my hummingbird.
Oh my goodness, aren't you so proud of it?
Wait, do I do that little line in Sharpie or pencil?
Oh, thank you for asking. That is a Sharpie line.
Oh yeah. Logan. What? You like a finger time.
And if you're waiting for the next thing, I think maybe I'll show you the watercolor version. We need to fill in this very empty space on the bottom. So we're gonna put some big billowy leaves, starting fat, and it's almost like making clouds. Little clumps and a little curvy point. One fatter one and then one behind it. Looks good, Will. And you erased your pencil lines too, right? Great. So we're going ahead and we're just building. Yep, Lil, you got it. Nice. Yep, that's exactly what we need.
Okay.
So we're just trying to fill in some of this bottom corner with some green leaves. A big one that goes this way towards the hummingbird and another one that curves off the page.
Leaves?
Leaves, yep. And that's just to, we say, fill in some of the space of the composition. The composition is your total art.
Wait, so can I do those green leaves on the bottom?
Yeah, that's what we're doing. These.
Okay.
One's big. Yeah, I don't. Some people call them like flames. It depends what you want to. Here's my pencil line. Can you see my pencil lines? Yep, Logan, you can make it since you put yours so far in the corner.
Oh.
Put one more bigger one closer to the like connect it closer to the hummingbirds and see if you can make a pointed tip to your leaf. Yep, Avery, looking good. If you want, you can do the same and add another one, a little bit bigger. Okay.
Yep.
Got my leaves.
I'm looking at Lily's, a little closer, Lily. I can barely see it, so I'm going to trust that it's fine. That's it. That's it, Logan. Good. So Logan, what I would like you to
see the
nice. It can be oh, it's beautiful. Nice job there. So see, pull back your picture for a sec. If you want, you can put another one, just another one to fill it like underneath his beak. You're on the right direction. Go ahead and add one more, maybe even bigger. There you go. Beautiful. All right. So while you're waiting for everyone to catch up on leaves, go ahead and erase your pencil marks so only you can see them. I noticed Logan's are a little dark. So Logan, go ahead. Everyone does it though. So it's not just about Logan. And take some of the pencil line off. So you only need to see them, and they're kind of like guides to when we go to put the water and the color on, you know where you're going to put it. But we don't really want the viewer to see the pencil line. So it's kind of a trick.
Okay, it's getting better and better. Racing. Now you can't see them, can you?
Nope. As long as the artist can see them, that's all that counts.
I can see them.
Great.
This the bush.
Yeah, go ahead and make them nice and light. The bushy.
Should I do Sharpie over them?
No, we don't want to see them. I want you to actually erase some of them so they're very light.
It's like very light eraser.
Yeah. So really, it's like someone would have to be staring at it to know that they even exist. And if you happen to have chosen the side that says April 28 and 29 on it, go ahead and erase that.
I chose this.
If you do on the other side, no worries.
This is Candy. Can you see my pencil lines?
It looks much lighter, so appreciate that. Do a little bit more at the tail and the veins in the leaf.
My goodness.
And then we have one more drawing thing, and then we're going to get ready to paint. We have to draw at least one or two of those trumpet flowers, because the hummingbird's going to go in there and get his nectar. It's called a trumpet because it's got a wide oval base, the opening, and then a skinny neck. Let me show you the painted versions. And they come out pretty far. They're almost reaching the beak. There's one. Here's another. I'll show you.
They're all different.
They are a little bit different. That's when you get to be the artist and create it as you like. You want to start with this right here, the oval for the biggest flower, almost like the tip is going to go right into that tube. So that's what we're doing. A little bit lower, Logan. It's a good shape. If you want, why don't you leave that one and do another one right below it? Like he knows exactly which flower he is going to poke his beak into.
I got two now.
Nice.
Okay. I have 4.
Great. Can you see my pencil one?
Yes.
Yep.
A little, just a little bit.
So Will, see if you can make another one that's about twice as fat. Okay, Will, find another space in there and make it twice as fat. So you want to give it variety. You want to add some narrow, some small, some fat. Those are the kind of things that artists look at the details, which give the painting some variety. Beautiful, Logan. So Logan, if you want, you can add one more coming down right next to the middle one, more on a diagonal. Yep, you're on the right track, Will. Yep, see how you did some more variety? Nice. And if you want, you can make the opening wider than the tube. The tube actually has a little curve in it.
Beautiful. Okay.
You okay, Sosie? Did you have another spill?
Yep.
Where is your water? It must be close to your computer.
No, the cable was like really wobbly.
Yeah, that's a disadvantage.
Look.
Nice, Logan. Yep.
Is this good?
Yep. Beautiful. You guys doing great.
Now it's time to say goodbye to these.
Yep. So now you look at your drawing. Do you want any more space? Do you want anything else in your drawing before we start painting? Personal choice. You're the artist.
Before I start, I'm gonna clear out my green.
Oh, good idea. We need some clean paints to start off with. I love that idea.
Yeah, because of
I
last.
have to get all my paints. Move you.
Wash this out, baby.
No.
Okay. Okay. So Sosie, right now your three are kind of separated. What are you going to do? Let me show you. Let me show you again. I would put at least one. Oops, upside down. At least one more to fill in that space. Maybe start skinny and then go wide. Yep, looks good. Looks like Will added another leaf on the top. That's good. Thanks for observing. You can add some more, they call it foliage, some more leaves coming in there if you want. Nice going. Okay, now we'll go ahead and lighten up your pencil line so only you can see it. Yep, that's good. And can you see? So see how it's actually, we need this line in here because this shape is going to be much lighter than what's out here. Do you have that? I can't really tell. You want, so it's like a tube. It's like tube pasta. Oh yeah, you do have it. Okay, cool. All right, I think we are ready to start painting. Everyone have a Sharpie just on the beak and the eye?
Yeah.
Okay. So.
I need to finish lighting up my
Oh yeah,
thing.
go ahead and lighten up your pencil because we don't want to see it. Only there's a guide now.
I don't have an eraser.
Oh my goodness, good thing we don't need it anymore after this.
Yeah, no, but I can't erase like my flowers.
All right, well, it's always important to have good erasers. Every time you start a new session of art, it's good to check to make sure you have a pencil with an eraser. It's one of the erasers are undervalued.
Never mind.
One of the most important tools you can have is an eraser.
Hey.
But a pencil is more important.
I made a really good purple and pink like mix color.
Say that again, Lily?
I made like a purple and pink mixed color.
Ooh, nice. Good. We will talk about. Well, I am gonna.
My iPad is at 10%, so it might like kick me off the Zoom call.
Do you have a charger of some kind?
Yes.
Good, because we got another 45 minutes of lesson, and I don't think you're gonna last that long without some power.
Should be charging.
It is. It is.
That's not
Right. So, who's ready for painting? Did I hear me? Great. So let's.
Do you think this is good?
Ah, beautiful. Nicely done.
That's it.
Well, let's talk about colors. So the green of this
The
Anna's
lighter,
Hummingbird.
the more water.
Yes, does everyone have water? Because you're gonna need water for watercolors.
Yep.
Terrific. And you might even be emptying it out and getting some clean water. Depends upon how much paint you're gonna have. So let's just clean off the surfaces. We don't need the Sharpies anymore. We don't need the pencils anymore. Move them away. Don't need them.
Nice.
And you're gonna put the paint and the water on whatever side hand you use. Any left-handed people in the group?
No.
No, I'm left-handed, so mine goes on the left side. Everyone's right-handed, so your paints and your water go on the side that you use to paint. That helps prevent the drips from going across the page a little bit. We're gonna make sure we got some lime green.
I have a lime green.
Cool. I know Avery's gonna make some with hers. That might even be, you might even need some brighter, some yellower green, Logan. I think your green is closer to this than this. So
Yes.
Avery,
But I don't have.
your lid, you see how there's like a section, there's a divider.
Yes.
So pick one.
Can I start
You can see mine,
painting?
Avery. See how I have green in this one and magenta in this one. There's a line right here. So go ahead and put some drops of water. Start with the yellow, swish it around, and we're going to use the lightest yellow. Swish it around, put it in here, and then all you're going to need is a dot of the green, and you're going to make your own green right in here. Yes, Will. Will?
Can I start painting?
No. Did you listen to what I said about green? Show me the green you got.
So what you're gonna do is you're gonna like get the yellow right here, and you're gonna like put it in here. Then you're gonna get a little bit of a tap of green, then mix it with here, and that's the paint you're gonna get.
Wonderful. Awesome listening. Go ahead and do that. So what we're doing right now is we're preparing paints so you don't have to mix it later. Now, if you don't have enough, you can, don't paint anything yet, Sophie. I'm just talking about what we're doing, okay? So since you started, just hold on a second. And also you want to make sure you've got your magenta. Does everyone have a bright magenta or pink?
I have a magenta.
Awesome. Everyone have it? Sometimes you don't have it. Sometimes all you get is red.
Also,
Hold on. Everyone has
I
magenta? Sophie, do you have magenta?
is that it right there?
Hard for me to know. Why don't you
I don't know.
why don't you dip it in water and put it on your practice piece of paper so we can see if it's magenta.
What does magenta really look like? So
Magenta
like
is bright
pink?
pink. Bright pink. It's
Oh.
actually red with a tiny bit of blue. It's a bright pink.
This one, tiny bit. Let me just dry out my section.
So one section has that lime green, which is mostly yellow, and the other section is that bright pink.
Okay, got it.
Okay.
Okay, let's see this. Oh, that's not.
And if you're not sure what color you have,
I got like a
oh, I
dark
think that's
pink.
gonna work, Sophie. That's gonna work.
Okay.
You can
This
just count.
is this color gonna work?
I think so, Logan. It might be a little purplish. You might need a more red in there.
I have a magenta.
You have magenta, awesome. So
Also,
most artists prepare their paints before they get going. So when they're in the flow, they don't need to make more paint.
I have a magenta and a light green.
Oh, you're in business.
So,
Now, just to fake you all out, we have one more color to make, which will be the first color that we use. It is a light blue. It's actually what I'm going to call dirty water blue.
I have that color.
Oh,
I have that color. I'll just put it out in my little station.
Oh, look at those. Those are really nice, Sophie. Nice.
I have a light blue.
Cool. So what I'm calling dirty water blue is mostly water with just a tap of blue in it. It's so light. So if you look at my sample, this here, his belly, is actually what I'm calling dirty water blue. It is mostly water and just the tiniest sketch of blue in there.
Nice.
And that's going to be the first thing we do. We're going to paint all the way up, even underneath. It's called wet on wet with a light blue color. We're going to paint the belly from the beak to his tail. Everybody see the section? Lift your eyes, I know you guys are looking. Right from his beak to his tail is a super duper light blue. Y'all can see? So I'll show you what I mean. I'll show you what I mean.
How do you make a super duper light blue?
Well, what do you think? How do you think you're going to get super duper light blue?
Oh, just a ton of water and blue.
That's why I call it dirty water. So I'm painting from his chin down to his belly. I like that some people are watching me. Here you go. You see that? See how light it is? Very light.
Like a real old one.
I added tons of water, but mine still turned out as dark blue.
Okay, so here's my tip for you, Will. Will, take your paintbrush, dip it in your water. I'll show you. Dip it in your water and then scrape it off the side. Dip it in your water and scrape it off your side until it comes off light blue.
Oh, yeah.
Ah, better. Oh yeah, Logan, nice.
My colors kind of blended, but it looks really pretty.
Nice, that's okay. So talking about blending colors, if you touch one wet
This is
color
still
next
what
to
mine
another wet
looks
color,
like.
they're gonna bleed together. Okay, still a little dark, Will, but we'll work with it. We'll work with it. So if you touch colors next to colors, they're gonna bleed, which in this case usually always turns out anyway, because a lot of the painting is kind of blurry. So it's all great. Our
Can
next,
I add
the
green
next
to
thing we're
my
gonna
bird?
do is we're gonna clean off our brushes. Make sure it's clean. So dip it in your water, wipe it on your towel, make sure it all comes off.
Yep, that's so pretty.
Everybody got a clean brush? brush?
Still no, this is what mine is.
If it, dab it on your paper towel, make sure it's clean.
Hey.
So I'm doing, nothing's happening.
Perfect. If nothing's happening, it means it's clean. Yep, Sosie's a clean brush. So then,
Yeah.
But it doesn't look clean.
because it got dyed, the hairs on the brush actually got dyed. So we're gonna dip it in the water. Then we're gonna dip it in magenta, and you want it pretty dark. And then watch me. You guys ready? I see Sosie's watching. Logan, you ready? Watch. I'm just dotting. You see? And wherever the blue was, it's gonna bleed magenta. You see that? So where we painted the blue, we're gonna go on top, just right under the chin, and we're gonna add magenta. And I'm gonna do not quite, I would call it about a third. And it's like, I always call it like bunny hops. And it's a little darker near the beak than it is at the bottom of the belly.
This is Kenny.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't have magenta.
Does Logan have magenta?
Yes.
Yeah, you have magenta. Let me tell you which one's magenta, because you have my set. This one is magenta. 1, 2, 3 over is magenta.
I've just realized I have magenta.
Yes, you have this set too, right?
I didn't need to mix.
Oh, well, it's always fun to mix. That looks great, Sosie. Beautiful.
Whoa.
Oh, you have magenta. You don't even need to mix it. See mine?
Thank you.
You're welcome. So if you ever find that you think your color's too dark, all you have to do is clean off your brush. Watch this, guys. Ready to watch?
I've like too much.
Looking for some eyes. If you don't like the color, you just wipe it up. If it's too dark, we call that a hard line. And then you just wipe it on your towel. So you can actually pick up, that's one of the neat things about watercolor paint, is you can actually pick up some of the color if you think it's too much. Or the line is too hard. Logan, can you add a little bit more magenta in there?
Sure.
Right now it looks a little purpley because you're combining blue and pink, which is red, which makes purple.
Yeah, because I have a dark purple and a light purple. I'm using the purple.
All right. Okay, so Avery, you ready? The belly, the bottom, Avery, look here.
Like this?
The bottom is blue. So take a wet, clean brush and wipe off some of the pink to see if we can get some of the blue showing through at the bottom of his belly. This is great practice for watercolor painting. Oh, Lily, beautiful. Beautiful. Oops, she's frozen.
Like this?
No, you're moving. Yep. Yep, looking good. Yep. Oh yeah, Logan, nice ad. Cool.
Like this.
Yep, looks good. Well, looks good. Okay, so our next thing is gonna be the wings.
Wow.
And you can decide, this is a good time to look at the reference. Do you want those spaces in between showing some of the white? Or would you rather have them what we call tight, close together, where you can actually see the paintbrush line? It is completely up to you. So we're going to use kind of a blue-green, artist decision, how blue, how green, that's completely up to you. The first thing we're going to do, everybody get their eyes up. I need some eyes. Lily, can you see? Lily? I'm hoping Lily can see because I'm not getting an answer. There she is. Aha! So the first thing we're going to do in whatever blue you're going to use, a blue, green, whatever you want, is we're going to do this stroke right here. 1, 2. Then we're going to do it again. 1, 2. Wherever you had your pencil lines. 1, 2. 1, 2. And you can actually see these lines. Then we're going to go in, we're going to dip our brush in water, and we're just going to spread it. So the only paint is going to be those little 7s that we made. You can watch me. I'm going to use, if you want to know what blue to use, you can use really any one of these 3. People have my set, 1, 2, or 3. Dark blue, green, or light blue. Any one of these 3 is perfectly fine. So I'm gonna dip my brush in water. I'm gonna dip it in the dark blue. You guys watching? Watching. Here we go. I'm painting just the top and the 7. Okay. There's my 7s. Everyone looking? Then I'm gonna go and I'm gonna paint the rest of it with water. I'm just gonna smudge it on out with water. And lastly, I'm gonna go in, now that everything's wet, is dot it with some green. Okay, everyone got the right idea?
Yeah, but I'm still making my bluish green.
Okay, good. We mix colors. And remember, if you want, you can leave white spaces. White spaces make watercolors look interesting.
Okay, I think I got it.
You think you got it? Great.
I think you got it too.
So you can decide
Now
how
that
blue.
makes like aqua.
Ooh, that looks nice, Lily. Now go ahead and take just water.
Why is
That's
even
it.
doing
That's
this
it. I'm
when
watching you. And just spread it. Exactly. Will, you have a question?
Why am I even doing this when it makes aqua and I have aqua?
Only you can answer that question. I cannot answer that question.
Like what?
Miss Penny, Mrs.
Yeah.
Penny.
Oh, pretty. That looks really nice. Really nice, Avery.
Mrs. Penny.
Ah, Logan, I'm loving it. So this is your chance. If you want to blend some colors, watercolors can be blended. You just hop your colors. Yep, you're on the right track, Lily. I'm watching.
Can you do the top wing too?
I'm so glad you asked because I'm going to do it right now too, Logan. Do the same thing. You're just going to make those 7s and then you're going to spread it with water.
I have a pretty blue water.
Ooh, yeah. So you can even paint with water. It's really nice.
Okay. Then I do this. Then I'll do this. It's cool how you can paint with water. Yes.
Painting with water is like painting with light color, right?
Yeah, it's like painting with white. No, it's like painting with clear.
Painting with what?
Clear.
Oh, clear. You're right. Yep. So Logan, Avery, if you want, you can go and add some green or some turquoise in there. Y'all see mine? So I actually added some yellow, which is going to make blue. Beautiful color combinations you have, Lily. Love it. Beautiful. And then if you want, you can add some more white space. So everybody see this picture? Look, heads up. Thanks, Logan. Who else is looking? After I did those sevens, I actually took some of the sevens out and then I brought out the color even further. So if you look at this one, see how I have some color outside my 7? Because we know that hummingbird is moving and it's kind of cool. It shows that some of the color coming from outside.
This is Kenny.
Ah, beautiful, Logan.
I put some green.
Don't you love it?
Yeah.
Yeah, nice. And if you feel like the lines are too harsh, too straight, just dip your paintbrush in water and wipe some of them away. If you think, oh, I don't like that line, it's too hard, just dip it in water and kind of smudge it out. Okay. Next, we're moving on to the body, and you can see Lily. She's got her lime green painting the body. That's exactly what we're going to be doing. Now, if you want to make it easier on yourself, we can use the wet on wet technique and paint the whole body with water and then go in and add the green. That's how I'm going to do mine. So I'm going to paint with water first. If you want to see me, I'm doing mine. I'm just painting with my dirty green water. And now I'm going to go all the way down to the tail.
Let's see this guy. This new color.
Can you see? I have water on there. It's a little shiny. So go ahead and paint with water first. And then go in and drop in your green. Watch this. It's like magic. You ready? Like, who's ready for magic right before your eyes? Bing! I'm just hopping it in.
Happity hop hop hop.
Hop, hop, hop.
Oh my goodness! Wow. Happy hop hop happy
Hop, hop, hop.
hop 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 hop.
So wherever the water was is where your color is going to go.
Wow, it's beautiful.
It is lovely, isn't it?
Yep.
I love these color combinations. They're very happy. Happy colors.
And this is mine.
Let me see. Wow. Wow. Really? Oh, and I like those extra swishes you put in the wings there and make it look like it's really moving. Cool. And then you can go and paint the green body all the way down to the tail. And you can make any shade you want. Maybe you want to add some dark green, especially down near the tail wings to show that they're separate feathers.
Just need to get some of the green now.
So, Logan, you have a question?
Do you paint up where the head is, where the eye?
I'm so glad you asked. Yes, you are going to paint the head too. All the way to the beak. And then you can leave some white space if you want. You do not have to fill in every space. That's one of the things that watercolor artists do a lot, is they purposely leave some white space between the colors. Okay, Will, so go ahead and do your lime green on the back.
I think what I need to line it up. Oops, I did something wrong.
No, I did. It's just you like can't see it.
Okay, well maybe you want to make it a little darker so we can see it.
And green.
And then you can also, right where the front wing meets the body, you want to
Accidentally
everybody lift their
mixed
heads
my
again.
brush with a ton of colors, so
Logan,
I
you
just
ready?
made my green look like brown.
Okay, that means your water wasn't clean. So then we're going to go and we're just going to squish our paintbrush right where the wing meets the body, because we don't want it to be a separate color. And we want to blend in the two colors you have, your blue with your green. And if you need to, you can pick some of the paint up with your paintbrush and wipe it off again. So that the wing color blends into the body color.
Ooh, that's pretty. Oh. What? Did you just say that? Or did we say that? No,
Looking good, you guys.
Okay, it's time for a little more water.
Beautiful, Avery. Oh, I love it. So pretty.
Do you paint the tail too?
Yes.
Now that looks like
My
yellow.
tail? The tail should be the same color as your body,
This
maybe
is
slightly
not.
different shade.
Elise, what do you do?
And then after you do the hummingbird, you can do whatever you like on everything else. Since I'm using green paint, I'm gonna go and
Can I
paint
do
the
the
green
beak?
leaves. And the green leaves, believe it or not, are mostly yellow. So I'm gonna start with yellow, and then I'm gonna add green to my leaf. The leaves here, I'll show you the paintings. Look at how much yellow in there. Lots and lots. Here's another one. Lots and lots of yellow. And then I decided to do my vines, my veins in dark green. Logan, nice job. See if you can just smooth out the color right where your wing meets your body. Just go and dip your paintbrush in water and just smooth right here. You see where mine is? Okay.
This is my bird.
Hummer, love your Hummer, looking good. Looking good. Oh, Lily.
Can I do the other objects now?
Yes, indeed. So that's what I'm gonna do. Since I have green on my brush already, I'm going to my leaves. That's what we call them, leaves.
I'm doing the trumpets.
Okay. Things to notice about the trumpets. The inside circle is a different shade from the outside. You can either make it darker or lighter. You decide. But the inside oval, where the hummingbird is going to put his beak, is going to be a different shade than the outside. And you can mix it up. Maybe you're going to have one that's a dark purple, one that's more of a pink, maybe one's lavender. You can decide how you're going to mix it up and make it interesting. Will, I hope you're okay. I see your camera's off.
Okay, my thing's at 5%. This charger is not working.
Okay.
How much yellow or green? Oh, perfect. Now it doesn't change anymore.
I'm going to do the same technique. I'm going to do wet on wait. I'm going to paint each leaf with water, and then I'm going to go in and put in a little yellow, a little green, maybe even a little blue-green.
Yes.
But I'm starting with water.
How long do these go for?
What do you mean? Our classes?
Yeah.
You have another 20 minutes.
Beautiful. 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 Actually, I should do that first if I already have this color on my paintbrush.
Yeah, go ahead and use what you got, right? It makes life easy.
Yep.
Yep.
And I
Since
do
making
this.
more work for yourself, since it's supposed to be fun.
Oh, there's my leaf. Finally turned out the way I wanted it to.
Sometimes art doesn't turn out the way you want it to, but that doesn't make it bad. It's just different.
The last thing I have to do is those trumpets.
Cool.
I don't know which color I should do. I'm gonna make a color.
Ooh. Yeah, you don't even have to make them pink and purple if you don't want to.
What am I gonna do? I'm gonna make pink because I don't have pink.
Okay.
I wish really.
How are you going to make pink?
Red and white.
You got it red and a
think
lot of
I'm
water.
done.
Oh, Lily, look at everybody. Look at Lily's, how pretty it is.
Wow. Wow.
Wow. Oh, and Will, you guys, I'm going to take a picture. Hold on. You guys keep them up. Nice. Nice. Looking awesome. Lily, can I give you one suggestion? I feel like you need
Guys, I'm
a
giving
smaller
you
one right
mine's
here.
at 1%.
Or a leaf. I feel like you need to fill in that little space right there.
Mrs. Kenny,
Yes.
in my set I have white.
Oh, your set has a white. All right, cool. You're lucky. Yes, Will, what would you like to say?
Mine's at 1%, so I'm probably gonna have to.
You're gonna probably have to go? Okay. So after you paint your trumpets, if you want, you can
I already painted my trumpets and everything.
Oh, you did already?
Yeah.
If you want, you can add a tiny bit of light splatter, but not too much because we want it mostly to be about the hummingbird. And then everybody, 1, 2, 3, eyes on me.
1, 2, eyes on you.
Thank you. After this dries, let me repeat, after this dries completely, you can go and in your skinny Sharpie, make the stamens, which is just a line with some dots next to it. If you want, I have one version with the stamens. Y'all see it? I don't see some heads. Whose eyes are looking? There's with the stamens. Here's without the stamens. You can decide if you want to put them in. It's up to you. But that's only after it dries. Okie doke.
Okie doke.
Okie doke.
I was trying to do something, but I think it might have just made things worse.
What are you trying to do?
Seeing if this would look cool.
Oh, I kind of like it. It shows that it's moving. Yeah. So you added your own little swoosh lines, huh?
Yeah.
Neat. I like it.
It's time.
Ah, nice.
My purple plus
And then after 1, 2, 3, eyes on me.
1, 2.
1, 2, eyes on you.
Thank you, thank you. After the entire thing dries, go through with an eraser and pick up any pencil lines that you see.
Okay.
Because the goal is not to see any pencil lines when you're done.
Let's see this color. I don't know which one.
Okay, so if we lose you, Will, thanks for joining us.
Plus pink.
Let me tell you, next week is a skip week. No class next week. I'm going to be traveling to South Carolina to visit my mom and sisters for Mother's Day. So
Okay.
we have a skip week next week, okay?
Okay.
I'll catch you the week after that.
Okay, I need water. Why did I not put? Oh, that looks way better. This is Kenny.
Yes.
I'm gonna put splatter in mine.
Okay, just promise me you won't go crazy with the splatter because they're so amazing. I don't want them to get ruined. Oh, Sophie's so beautiful. Look at that long, gracious tail. Let me take a picture of yours. Woohoo! Well done. Isn't that nice, girls? You see hers? Ah, beautiful. Yep. And then make sure your mom sends me a picture too.
Okay.
It always looks better when your parents send the picture as opposed to what I do online.
Ready?
Ah, Lily, do you love yours? Oh, I love how you put the one underneath him. Beautiful.
Look my color.
I love it. Really, really nice. Yeah, so if you want, you can put a tiny bit of splatter. Now, if you don't want your bird to get full of splatter, just take some paper, like the paper towel, right, and put it right over your bird so it doesn't get any, just like that. See that? Just literally right on top if you don't want the splatter on your bird. Or maybe you only want it under the wings. You don't want it anywhere else. They call it blocking it off. So you're going to block off at the wing, block off at the body, and only put splatter under the wings. I think I'm going to do that actually. You know.
I like
So I'm choosing to only put splatter behind the bird where the vibration is.
Hey. It's hey. Who was that, Valeria? Valeria. Just text.
So Valeria's going to get the recording of the session because I hear that she has a photo shoot today.
Yes, I don't know what it's about.
I don't either. That's pretty exciting.
That's what she said at school.
That's awesome. Sounds interesting.
And I'm finished.
Ta-da! Loving it. Nice work. Well, I got to go do my trumpet.
It's time to clear out everything. So for next time, I will have a nice clean paint set.
Oh, I think that's a good idea because I don't like painting with muddy colors.
No, like on the top so I can mix.
Yeah, on the lid. I try to wipe out my lids, my mixing surfaces. Good choice. There's Lily, the master splatterer.
I love splattering.
I know you do.
Why? But I'm not gonna splatter this one.
She just has the knack. She knows what she's doing.
Yeah, I think that's pretty good. Whoa. Okay. Yes. What did you do? What? Hold on.
This is Kenny. This is mine.
Beautiful that is. So pretty. Wow. Ah, you guys. Ah, loving it. They make me happy. Hopefully they make you guys happy.
Yep.
How about you,
Look up
Sophie? Do you like yours?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whoa,
Yeah. It looks good. You know, and the more you do it, the more you're like, oh, I like this part. I'm going to do this part again. Or I don't like that part. I wouldn't do that again. Because every time you paint, you kind of learn something new. I'm just painting my tube color, making purple. So yeah, we talked about color mixing, right? Red and blue make what?
purple.
Purple, thank you so much. And green, oops, I didn't want to do that. Yellow and blue make
Green.
green. And how do you make lime green?
Yellow and green.
You got it. Mostly
And
yellow.
how do you make green?
So one thing you could do, I'll show you right now, since we got a little bit of time. You can go in and put color in, dark color in. You see that?
Ready?
And then you can just swipe it all the way down. I'm purposely going to leave some white spots.
It's just because this thing needs a lot. I need a little more water. No, so just Mama, can I have a
Yep.
paper towel?
So it's nice when it bleeds. That's when you get that wet on wet technique and you can make it run around, make it look a little different. It's always good to have different angles of things. Just makes it a tiny bit more interesting. Sometimes you can just paint without the pencil, like I'm going to do right now. Okay, so once it dries, what are you going to do once it dries?
Take a picture.
That's true. What else are you going to do?
Raise the pencil line.
You got it. Anything else?
No.
You could put the stamen in if you want to. The little sticks on the inside.
And I'm finishing clearing out those.
Cool.
Finished. So much neat.
I'm very
Now so
excited. I hope you guys really like what you did. I think you did a great job.
I love it. This is what I did.
That's the
This is
best sound I could hear. Look, it almost looks just like that one. Done by a professional painter.
No, this is mine.
And now that you know how to do it, you can make your own. So go ahead and make your own with some watercolor paper. And then if you do, make sure you show me. I'd love to see it.
Blue.
So now you have a new project, Sophie. You going to work on that this weekend?
Probably.
Oh, good. Please do. I'd love to see them.
These are beautiful.
Yeah.
This is beautiful.
All right.
No, this is. Look how clean is this.
Everybody feel good about theirs?
Yes.
Yeah?
Really good.
Ah, great. So here's mine. Look at how every single one of mine is different. They're all just a tiny bit different. I think I like this one the best. I like this one the best.
Mine.
That's yours? Man, you're good. You didn't even use that blue. All right, you guys. I think I'm going to get ready to go. Nice work today. And as a reminder, so no class next week because I'm traveling, but I'll see you the week after that, okay?
Okay.
All right, look forward to getting your pictures.
Oh my goodness, Logan. Where's Lee?
Bye. Oh, you're welcome, Sosie. I see your text message. You're welcome. And I think Lily and Sosie are going to have a little FaceTime maybe afterwards.
Probably.
All right.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye, guys.